Casking feels like, I guess the way I think of it is radical community.
It's more than things being right and wrong.
To cask means to be active in your community and not expecting a hand clap for it.
Casking takes into account, you know, history, and it takes into account oppression and privilege and identity and relationships.
We can all like sit here and talk about, you know, oh, this might be a problem we see, but it's actually like going out there and doing something about it. So, I mean, CAS, community action, social change. So you're doing something, you have an action, and you're not like, you don't give up.
I try to cast in every component of my life.
So I guess like for engineering and how I cask in engineering would be thinking about how not only the products or systems you're designing interact with like mathematical and physical forces, but actually how they serve the people that they're meant to serve.
Through these relationships, they're almost like coalitions, and you come back to the students that you've made and been really close with for advice on other things.
I just try to be an advocate, and I try to make people aware everywhere I go. If I see injustice out in the real world, I try to call people out on it, even if it makes them uncomfortable or makes me uncomfortable. Sometimes it's hard being a casker.
I would say anywhere from the dyad to classrooms to one-on-one conversations.
Right now I cask through Safe House Center, which is a center for domestic violence and sexual assault for women in Washtenaw County.
I cask on my social media a lot.
And through Casc I've been able to travel abroad even, and just realizing that it's not something specific to Ann Arbor, Detroit, any community. It's something that you take with you wherever you go.
When I'm doing whatever I'm doing, whether it's talking with family members or talking with friends or talking to strangers, I know that there's something that drives me to act upon that, to say something, to speak out.
I don't know what I would be without it. It's just, it makes you a more accepting person, and it makes it so easy to talk to people and just realize that people have these amazing stories.
I cask because I came from a place that wasn't diverse, and everybody's kind of the cookie cutter version of each other.
I cast because at one point I was considered an individual who didn't have the opportunity to stand up, and I had been silenced. So now that I'm in a position where I think I'm fully confident, I'm fully strong, and I have a lot of resources at my disposal, I'm going to use that to help others who are in similar situations as I was.
The society that we honestly live in is so diverse on every single social identity scale that to continue living as though we are homogenous is foolery. We just simply don't.
It's one thing to understand like diversity in like the broad sense, but understanding really how to practically do it and make sure you're doing it in an equitable way, so that everyone feels empowered that you're working with, and the people skills that I've learned in Casc are what's truly going to be my takeaway.
It's given me tools to be able to do that. It's given me tools and community knowledge so that I can actually like take all of those things that are important to me and try and like work together with other people to actually make them happen.
Just always being conscientious of who I am and how I affect the world and how I'm going to affect different situations that I'm in, and trying to just remember that I am a resource.
What I will take away from CAS is basically that everyone has a part to play, that we're not all in this alone, and no one can do all the work by themselves, but when we come together, that's when change can be done. That's when casking at its best can be done. And so I'm really grateful for all the people that I've met and all the classes that I've been able to take, and I think, yeah, I'll just be taking all of that with me as I go.